Okay, so how was the story overall? This might not be fair because obviously it's pertinent to us, but like, was it engaging? Did the movie flow?
Yeah, it flowed. It was I think the pacing was really good. And I think the use of music was really like gripping.
Great, because those were questions. So why don't you talk about pacing, editing, and sound design? I had those. Like, you liked the pacing? Was it quick?
It was quick, and they kept switching between all the different storylines, which is what makes it kind of hard to like summarize.
But it was easy to follow for some reason.
But it was easy to follow.
It was very easy
I wasn't
to follow.
confused.
Yeah, it's not a confusing. It wasn't a confusing movie at all, and especially because, they had like when they switch between locations, they always had the day, that the timeline, the sense of time that when it's happening and where it's happening. So it was helpful. That's why it gives me kind of like it gave me a documentary vibe, which wasn't it wasn't a documentary, but it seems like everything played out really well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he did. Soderbergh did one with. Oh man, I forgot what it was called. That was very. We can probably do a whole topic on Soderbergh. So, what about the cinematography? How was it shot? How do you guys like it? Was it special in any way, or
they used a lot of out of focus techniques, and especially when they were focusing on someone who was sick in the beginning, everything was blurry and overly bright, so you're kind of seeing from the perspective of the sick person.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So thumbs up on that too.
Yep.
Were there any weaknesses or plot holes that stood out to you, or was this a fairly tight movie?
It was a fairly tight movie for me. I don't know how they could improve it, because to me it's more like that they try to cover different aspects of a pandemic like this, and they did a good job, because they had like a representative of like regular people, which was Matt Damon. We saw the scientist side, we saw government, we saw government both in the positive lights and also negative sides. We saw role of media in that, and we saw like people like Jude Law. I think they did a good job, because they analyzed the whole scope of like a pandemic like that. So
Gotcha. Okay, so just two more left. Why don't I ask this first then? How do you guys, I know we were discussing throughout this entire podcast, like how with the similarities and how it kind of relates us today, but any final thoughts on this movie and how, anything we can learn from the movie as it pertains to our global situation today?
I think we can learn that there's no such thing as an overreaction.
Okay.
Because by taking preventative measures in the beginning, you avoid all that stuff you see in the movie, like where, I don't know, was it like 5 million people died or something?
At the end
How
it
much?
was 26 million.
26 million.
Wow.
Oh, I was way
26
off.
or 25.
Jeez.
I wrote it somewhere.
At one point, they said that like 2.5 million people in the U.S. died.
Boy.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, globally, the overall death toll for this disease was 26 million.
Yeah.
Jeez
But you can,
Louise.
like watching the movie, I just get the sense of like how easy it is for society to unravel.
Yes.
But if we like take the preventative measures seriously, then it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, luckily we have a whole department dedicated to pandemics, right?
Yes.
Right? We still have that, right?
Yeah. I don't take responsibility.
Oh God.
I wasn't the one who just...
Oh, I just got fucking coronavirus on my glasses.
From who? From yourselves?
I just don't know how to drink out of a fucking cup, so clumsy. Yeah, don't let the exterior fool you. I'm a fucking...
The other like takeaway for me in this movie was like that how little things is important. Like taking care of your family. And
That's always important, huh?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we always forget, but okay, go on.
but how important or how difficult it would be sometimes to like control your loved ones. Like the struggle that Matt Damon has with his daughter, I feel like that's the struggle that I have every day with my parents from the very long distance. Like
Yeah.
I always try to them, please stay home, don't meet people. You can never know who
Yeah.
can be the hidden carrier of this virus. So don't go.
Iran's hit pretty hard, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your parents are doing okay though.
Yeah, they are like doing home. They're staying at home and they try to like not have as much as interaction with other people. So yeah, but the situation is not good because the system, the healthcare system is like unfortunately is exhausted in Iran. So they don't have any more. They say the government says that they have the capacity to treat more patients, but we think that's not the truth. And unfortunately, things in Iran and Italy, it's very frightening. So that's why US is taking things very seriously. And I'm very proud that in state of Ohio, things are getting very seriously and people are already super careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please feel free to like and subscribe. Ask these people.
Yeah, hit
Yeah.
that button. We want to hear from you.
It's so easy. And you will not get disappointed.
Yes.
Please cut that last part.